Yes, I am. A pistol round here about to begin. 10 seconds left on that time, or there's not any more because that's how seconds work. As I've been saying it, they've ticked down. Now there's only 3. Now there's 2. Now there's 1. That's pretty much how that works.
Nice,
so we're
man.
into Dust2, and here we go. EG over here on the T side. Now this is their choosing. They've chosen to start on this side of the map. JKS tried to block that smoke, but football apparently never his strong point there. Wasn't able to give that one a little kick in to stop it, so that's fallen onto the Xbox. And now EG down here in the lower tunnels, they're going to start to worm their way out into mid. Now this crossfire of JKS, Gratisfaction, and Azza could do some real damage here in middle if EG aren't careful. They do have plenty of utility to try and force these gunfights, but the first bit of contact is made by Azza, and that allows JKS to swing without being anticipated by EG. So he's got the man advantage here for 100 Thieves, and they're now going to ease back into a 5-on-4. Also note, they've left the B site. They send Jacob down into mid. It's a very heavy presence down here in middle for the Aussie side, and they're going to make quick work of EG as they try and get into the middle. Although I say that, Tarek and Ethan have answered back with 2, and now this B take coming on in full force.
Yeah, you talk about that wrap back from mid, from B to mid. That was because Tarek went up catwalk with the bomb. It was the first bit of info that 100 Thieves got in this round, the first player they saw. So info does at least pull 100 Thieves out of the site, and now they got to get back in, but it's easier said than done with Ethan pressuring the proximity, pushing through the window. He'll bail and drop back into the site. And now it's going to be on the shoulders of 100 Thieves to make a move. They know where both these players are. Grat hits a quick shot, looking for another. And he's going to clean up the pistol round as well. Kit is there and available for him to get the defuse. It's a 1-0 lead for 100 Thieves.
Gratata, more like gratitap-tap, if you know what I'm saying. 2 shots there for him at the end of the round, and that's actually a really good step in the right direction for the 100 Thieves. We talk about a start on the T side for EG, and well, we didn't expect this to be super easy to kick things off. This was the map pick of 100 Thieves, so it all starts to fall together here, Harry. Meanwhile, a little bit of a game going on over there. Orglis taking on Cloud9. And you can see that Cloud9, after taking an L last night, are working on another one today. We're going to keep our eyes on that and see what they've got cooked up over in their kitchen.
Dear Trace.
What, man?
Give him a chance.
I am giving him a chance. Just a little, little critical, okay? It's fine.
You're allowed to be mad.
Yeah. I don't know if I am.
It's fine.
Ever since they fired that manager, that team has really dropped off.
Whoa. Who'd they fire? Interesting.
Well, EG fired up into this round. They got guns. They're armed to the teeth. Despite losing the pistol round, it's a force with 2 AKs and a Galil.
Reasonable.
The smoke's done a very good job of just stopping any catwalk control nice and early. And Az is actually going to take the fights heads up. He flashes himself in, and he tries to meet and greet the side of EG, although it's not really a very friendly hello over here towards catwalk. He sent Stanislaw down into the lower tunnels. Now, long control has been nabbed and grabbed by EG. They try and get into A. If Ethan's able to hit this shot onto Gratisfaction, there's definitely a chance for this bomb to get across. But with that Molotov going in, just the 1 or 2 seconds it's going to buy for these rotations allows for the rest of the gang to move on up. Doesn't matter because Gratisfaction has it all under wraps anyway. And 100 Thieves going to get a second on the board now as they find that conversion in spite of the investment from EG. Now, I think the most, or one of the most important players for me to keep an eye on in this series and for EG as a whole is Cirque, because I feel like he's like the wild card right now. Yeah. Like he's either putting up 30 in a game or he's putting up like 14, and it feels like there's kind of no in between. In their opening day they played versus Orglis. And in that game, it was something like 1 in every 3 rounds he took an opening duel, and 70-something% of the time he was able to pick them up, which is just mental. Like he's topping the charts for entries attempted, entries succeeded, kills per round when they're entries. Like he had a great game there in that map.
Boom, big grenade. Is that going to get Ethan? No, but it was close, real close. And the battle for long continues. The only presence here for Evil Geniuses. Gratisfaction really does put himself out there on the Barbie. and just get lit up. He's already done everything he needs to do. Just Stanislaw, this round is now a formality with a minute left on the clock. So we will keep that one in our pocket.
This is hilarious. Untitled Thieves just gone, nah, you're all right. You know, not interested. Just going to walk flank. JKS is there. He's able to close it this one out as the rest of his team sit safely, patiently on that A site. Not letting Stan get anything done after Grat falls. Nice and easily done for 100 Thieves. Now is where the real challenge begins as EG come in with their first full rifle round. They had a couple of AKs in the second, but it wasn't quite the full buy. This will be exactly that and more. No AWP, but there is one for Grat. Where will he take it here on the CT side? Going to go straight in for the long spawn. He's actually last in the party. He'll be throwing flashes as Tarek bounds out through position. The smoke is there, but he's already spotted players coming through it. It's an absolute mess. It's a fight going both ways, this time in the favor of 100 Thieves, and EG going to bail from the long position. The re-smoke will make that so.
Yeah, well, this has not gone the way the Evil Geniuses would have liked it to. I can guarantee you that. 3 AKs alive. And not an Evil Krieg in sight.
Beautiful, really.
Yeah. Sort of.
It brings a tear to my eye, man. It really does.
Does it?
Like,
Does it really?
This is Counter-Strike traits. This is right now, right? Just some guys without scopes on their guns, unless your name's Gratisfaction, and even then, like, you know, it didn't really go so well for him, did it? So, yeah, you know, this is better. AKs across the board pretty much, and Stan has nailed Liaz down in the pit. He is removed. This leaves Jacob and JKS a man down in a retake of the A-bomb site. Flashbang through this smoke, but Ethan was already turned away, and that's Jacob locked down, and with it, the round likely going to follow. JKS is going to try and hold on to this M4 and armor into the one following, and EG, they'll put their first round on the board over here with what is almost a team ace. Everyone putting up a frag apart from Tarek, but, you know, you kind of understand why his whole situation out towards long was not great. There were flashes everywhere. He's the first man in. He was the guinea pig that was experimented on for the rest of the gang to head on out and get this round on the board.
Yeah, and, you know, good awareness from EG. They're just very ready. The second they get that A site, the second the long split goes well and Stan kills a player in the pit, he instantly won 80s. He gets a molly on the long flank. There was no one there, but they could have been. Ethan was in mid. A cat flank was coming through for 100 Thieves. They could have had players in T-spawn. And then Ethan dodging the flash on short as well. That just solidifies the round. Forcing the save and finding the round is EG on the board. Grat back in with the AWP, though. He missed a crucial shot in the previous round. He is 7-2, though, so hoping for a little bit more as Cirque dons his opponent's weapon. Fast play down suicide, risky, but with an early Xbox smoke, Stanislaw is going to be able to get up the catwalk, walking into the AWP of Gratisfaction, who sits back safely.
Yeah, Cirque with this AWP. This should be interesting. Now things coming to a little bit of a slowdown here. It looks like they want to aggress towards middle. Cirque's going to get out in front of it just enough to peek around and see if there's any presence here in this mid area. And guess what? Closest one is JKS. And not far after that will be Grat, who's sitting there with the AWP. But he's watching catwalk. And actually, it's going to be the Evil Geniuses to find their way out mid doors. So a little bit of real estate, but ultimately nowhere to take it just yet. There are 5 alive on the side of the 100 Thieves.
Oh, Tarek, he's found a good timing here. He's about to get checked. Oh, he just looks away, but JKS, he doesn't look at the angle. This is so close. This is such a mess, and no one's seeing anything. Grat finally drops Stan on the catwalk, but here's the B play of all B plays. Tarek is here, ready and waiting. Flashing through the window, he's going to swap position. Jacob not ready for that fight. Tarek going wide and doubling down into the B bomb side. That's a guaranteed round for sure. Look at Azza already beginning to save. 100 Thieves know they have no skin in the game, no stake in this round, and they've got to take... Ooh, yeah, watch out.
You okay, Hugo?
Yeah, those Molotovs get hot, Trace.
They do. Ah. Yeah, this is likely just a save call from 100 Thieves, obviously. It would be quite the trek across the map, and then maybe, just maybe, you get in there and defuse the bomb against 4 entrenched players of Evil Geniuses. But this isn't postscriptum, is it, Harry?
No, as much as we wish it was, Trace.
Well, I don't even know that I
that's
wish
not
it
true.
was.
Competitive postscriptum would be something else.
It's a little much for me.
But yeah, this is the second round on the board for EG. This B play works wonders. It wouldn't surprise me if we see maybe a double cap boost in this round and perhaps, you know, try and put Gratisfaction up in that boost to look into the lower tunnels, because EG have been using that every now and again, right, to try and help with seizing this mid control. And we already saw Grat kind of extending himself towards the catwalk more in that round there.
Yeah, I mean, we even saw him get boosted up in the pistol, but EG threw a cat smoke or an Xbox smoke, and so while he played behind it, he didn't really see anything from it. So yeah, it's a nice idea, but EG have been throwing in Xbox smokes almost every single round, and it's going to go down again here.
Yeah,
so
it's got to be some sort of little boost, right? Little gimmick here to try and get them to kill early. You just saw they put Gratisfaction up early on in the round over the top of that smoke to try and deal with the player down here in the form of Stanislaw, but he wasn't able to do so. That would have been a kill that 100 Thieves were yearning for, and they didn't manage to get it. Would have made all the difference in a round like this, right? Because suddenly, if you're EG and you're 5-on-5 and you know the buy isn't that good for 100 Thieves, you can just play pace. You know, you can wait. The pressure's kind of on the Aussies to make the first move here. And that's what Gratisfaction gets caught doing. However, if they were 4-on-5, suddenly it's EG having to play all slow and all timid. But that's not the case now. And so a man advantage taken for EG. That AWP could get retrieved. Jacob's nearby, but he's got no one to help him get up into the bomb site. And this has already been taken by Tarek. Liaz will get one through the smoke, but is that going to be enough? Tarek goes up and over, shuts down Liaz. Jacob is still near this smoke, but he's only armed with a USP. Stands plotting out in the open. But Jacob gives up his position, wasn't able to get anything from it. Azar even gets dropped with one of those M4s. And yeah, this round has fallen apart for 100 Thieves. They didn't have everything coming into it. Obviously, 2 players on eco.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hello. There's a player behind him, though. He can't go anywhere. He's trapped. Assuming no one goes wide and gives him a fight for free, he should be dead to the bomb as a guarantee. If not the player that's crawling in from the B-bomb side, that's Ethan. This bomb's certainly killing Jacob. No question about it. So is he at least going to try and get a kill, take someone down with him? No, he will just take the explosion. Yeah, I would have liked to see him go wide there and try and fight someone. Like, doesn't really make a difference, though, at the end of the day. Loses the gun, and that's what matters. 100 Thieves, that was a very reactive round, right? They had 3 guns, and they set all 3 of those weapons in middle and just play rotational. They just move depending on where EG are going. But the unfortunate part of that is if you're playing in the middle like that, if you're playing 3 players in no man's land, essentially, in the spawn, well, EG just take long very fast. 100 Thieves, they may have a quick rotation, but losing Grat on that A site just lost on the round. And EG just doubled down through the long position, knowing they can trade their way to a win. They don't even really need to do so. The guns are made quick work of, and now more will come through. It's a full buy round, lacking the AWP, and we're going to see a quick B contact. I say that, the smoke is down, and EG going to pull the bail switch. Get out of there.
The bail switch.
Yeah, I don't know what else they call it.
It's like an ejection seat, maybe?
Yeah, sure.
But the bail switch.
Yeah.
I think we need a bail switch. You can turn it on and off. You're out, you're back in. Yeah,
pull it, just leave the studio, go home.
Or like you could do this thing where like you hit this button and then you can run around a corner and then you can like actually die in the game and then you'll come back. And then,
no way! Like almost like an ultimate or something. Like
that's kind of cool.
No way.
Okay.
Yeah. Not in my
idea.
game.
Speaking of ultimates, let's see if Cirque's going to whip his out here on the B site. AWP leading the pack. They're going to be met with some resistance in the form of Jacob and JKS.
Oh, but JKS has just gone through the doors, and that left Jacob all alone. Now, JKS does get one, but my word, the spam has brought him down so low, and it might just be another save. That's it. It's done.
The big Inferno strikes again, Harry. It's a save city in a 4-on-4. And look at the utility EG have. None left, not one bit. So a very retakeable round for 100 Thieves. Of course, they don't know that, and they do have good reason to save, given the fact that JKS is low, they don't have a kit, and their utility is gone as well. So kind of level field here.
The 100 saves.
Does feel that way right now.
Or imagine the 100 Jame. Like there's 100 versions of Jame on this team.
I think having 100 players on one team would be pretty
sort of,
OP.
Yeah, it would kind of tip the scale, I think.
Yeah. 6-man rosters may be a thing, but that's something else.
They just turn around. Well, we've decided if we just buy everyone, then we always have the best team. But
Right,
yeah.
so here's the question.
All right.
Astralis on
What's
one
the-
side, 5 players.
Yeah.
How many Glock armors does it take on the other side to beat them?
I don't know.
You can have as many players as you want in the server on the other team, but they can only play Glock armor.
I think just to be safe, you'd go for like a nice number, like 10,000.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a safe number, sure. maybe a bit much, but we'll put that to the test in the servers later. Tactical pause for now. 100 Thieves taking a breather. This B site has been a bit of a problem for them on the CT side, forcing a save in the previous round.
Yeah, JKS even lucky to get out of that alive.
Yeah.
5 HP, dumps the flash, and that was the save call. So 100 Thieves do back out of there. And they're going to be discussing their strategy a little bit during this tactical timeout.
And EG, if you're here, if you don't want to take this B spawn that you have right now, what you can do is, you know that 100 Thieves might feel pressure to force aggression, to make a play, to send a player through dark, to get up catwalk, to stack long. And so you can just run a very slow default, hold that long position, take mid from lower, get an Xbox smoke to find yourself up catwalk, and you can just play a nice slow round when you wait for 100 Thieves to make a mistake. It's a very likely that 100 Thieves are going to go for aggression here in the late round. So we'll see. Well, that works wonders. That works even better. Cirque just finds a cross shot through the smoke onto Jacob. He saves, sorry, he dies in the previous round. He buys a shotgun. He doesn't even get to use it, Harry.
That's even more devastating because 100 Thieves have just sat there for 30 seconds planning out what they want to do in this round and in the future. And like, whatever they've just decided is now out the window. You know, they've lost a man. Suddenly you're playing reactive CS in this 4-on-5. They might look to try and claw a man advantage back over here towards catwalk, but it's not just one man that they've got to worry about. It is all the men for EG, and now just Crass faction remaining. This Famous has got to do a lot, and instead it does not. It's only JKS. He's alone at B. His pal in Jacob got caught on the cross, and so all he can do is save. Once again, we're just going to get to see JKS trying to hold on to this M4. And this is already a great T side for EG. I mean,
yeah,
it's rolling now. Like,
you look at like the way that they've won these rounds as well, and it has just been so decisive. And like, it's not even been in situations where 100 Thieves can attempt it, right? These have just been saves after saves for the 100 Thieves side. You lose 2 players at B, well then you're done. You lose the 3-man hold at A without getting much in return, you're done. And that's just kind of been the story right now. The trades haven't really been there for 100 Thieves. All the picks feeling like they're going in favor of EG since these rifles have come out. And this is just like a really grim spot to be in. And you know, you're going to be feeling pretty glum on the 100 Thieves side, you'll imagine, right? Like, you haven't even got to play these 5 rounds as a majority that have gone in favor of EG.
Yeah, and that's a lot of that is how EG are playing this on the T side. They're just very grouped. They are committing early in the rounds. They're not stalling this one out. And they're going as 4 or 5 players in a unit. That's very hard to beat as a CT side, right? You've obviously got to trade effectively. Easier said than done. Oh, Jacob. Oh, Jacob. You want to buy some armor, buddy? You got $700. You don't have armor, Jacob.
Nope.
Oh, dear. Not what you like to see.
Nope, but Cirque getting way out in front there. Quick hop, skip, and a jump by himself at Blue Bin, then all the way into the pit. Long control in the hands of the evil geniuses.
And obviously an A-take, considering how passive not only Stan is holding dark, but how many players are up long. We got 4 right now. 1 playing the anti-flash in the corner, Breezy. Lining up some utility as the flashes go over. Liaz, it's Azza rather, sees nothing, just goes out of the round. Liaz is stuck on the site, and he has dropped a smoke in front of him to buy time, but they'll just spam it. Tarek dropping him through it. 11 points of health, might just go for the safe plant, which could be a problem in the post-plant, but right now at a 5-on-3, EG have no problems. They might have already forced yet another save, and Stan might be here to slip the knife in the back.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they just want to get Grat out at least at the very minimum, saving this AWP. So he's going to have that smoke shield middle. He's also going to have one over there towards the T-ramp side of things, CT spawn. And this is going to be yet another save for the 100 Thievos.
A rough game, man.
It is.
And it could get rougher. Look at this position.
It's like not uncommon, right, to see this many save rounds in a half, but the thing is it's just been back to back. It's been relentless, you know. Like usually, you kind of get like this vibe going, and you'll get it, you know, like maybe in like 1 or 2 rounds back to back where it happens on a map like Dust2 or Inferno. But this has just been all T-side long for EG. It's been save after save after save.
Exactly, and let's go over those rounds, right? Of EG, the EG have won. 1 save in the first, 3 in the second. The third was the one where Jacob blows up in spawn. 4 saved in the next when EG took B. 1 saved after that, and then 3 in the previous round. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's horrible. It's rough to play. And Jacob again doesn't buy armor. I want to know if there's logic behind this at this point. He's dropped a gun over, but it's gonna hold him back in the long term. JKS getting picked up on long by the AWP. Stan took the spawn and for good effect throws that gun right back with a man advantage. EG has so often been in this 5-on-4 position early, thanks to the AWP.
And this is the thing, right? For 100 Thieves, it kind of feels like right now they're just having to like hedge their bets and hope that EG go towards the more stacked site. Finally, some good news for 100 Thieves as Liaz has provided it down here towards mid. He's taken an advantage in this round. 100 Thieves, they were a man down, but now thanks to Liaz, they sit finally in a reasonably pretty scenario. This bomb is dropped in mid. Crass faction is able to keep a bit of a bearings on it. He's got to go back and watch long, but this is where Jacob moves into position down in the lower tunnels, but Ethan is ready for it. Now this bomb is retrieved. Liaz will put up a third on the board, and Crass faction has been holding for this cross at the crossroads all round long, but he doesn't get the kill. Breezy is able to pick it up. Crass faction only legs him. And so now Breezy 1v1 knew that Liaz was on the catwalk. He's going to reroute into middle, and they give it up to Breezy, who holds his own in the 1v2 to continue this 7-round streak for EG.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, we're looking at some of the stats here, or at least I'm looking at it on my side. I'm seeing that the opening duels for both of these teams are 5-5. So we're looking at 100 Thieves with 5 opening duels, EG with 5 opening duels. Now, the difference here is the multi-kill rounds. The 100 Thieves have 7 to 4's EG, or to EG's 4, which is kind of weird considering how the score is starting to turn on its head right here in a round that certainly the 100 Thieves could have won.
And that comes down to, you know, the trading aspect, the heavy commitments EG have been doing as a group, right? They have less multi-kills because, you know, one player's going in, he's getting a kill, he's dying, someone's trading that, etc. The streak goes on, and Cirque goes off. Man. Tarek will get off, get removed from this round, and Cirque fires back with the Tech 9 through the smoke. Does get the trade, but they're going to bail from B with a smoke in their face, and a man's still here in the form of JKS. Ethan's going to hold this position, and EG still have pretty decent map control, so they can just wait to see if 100 Thieves have any responses in this 4-on-4. This should be it. Yeah, that's a frag for Azza.
Not opportune for Cirque. He tries to get on Xbox, tries to get up catwalk. Well, just on the edge of the smoke through middle. It's going to be what gives him his demise. Stanislaw is going to wield his AK, or excuse me, his AWP. Just 3 players alive here for EG. Now, this is a man that you do not want to see get started in a game for playing against him, and that would be Breeze. And in this round, he's not going to be getting started any more than he already has. Liaz is there with the response, with the answer. And that's going to leave just Stanislaw and Ethan with 30 seconds left on the clock. So try to get the bomb planted. Gratisfaction peeking off elbow. Does have the AWP out. Takes a second shot, finds no success, and that's the bomb site gone. They're going to get a bomb plant out of this.
This is a really good round for EG. They can actually make something of this, considering it's a 2-on-4. As long as they don't go aggressive and into that AWP on long, Stan has to be patient. And he spotted the leg, he spotted the jiggle, but he won't hit the shot. Back to Cat they go with a position that the bomb is planted for. EG have a lot of options in this 2-on-4.
Yeah, but bear in mind, JKS, he's a key player in this retake. He holds a Molotov and a smoke. And so now Gratisfaction removing Stan. The smoke goes into Ethan, and he gets dropped by JKS. It's a team ace for 100 Thieves. Kit on Gratisfaction allows for this defuse to come on in, and finally they put a stop to this streak from EG. They get themselves a 4th on the board.
Now, interestingly enough, too, if we're going to continue down the lines of stats here, because I've got some more bangers for you guys. 100 Thieves have only won 4 of the 13 full buy rounds in their match against Gen G, which is obviously a really bad statistic if you think about it. It's really bad if you think about how that all comes together in the big picture of things.
Yeah.
4 of 13 full buy rounds.
That match wasn't great for them, no. They played Dust2 there. They got 8 T rounds, and then they got 2 CT rounds in the second half and got swept. So.
And also, if you want to look at like the saving nature of this game while we're on the numbers hype, there's 29 kills on all of EG right now, and there's 34 on 100 Thieves. They're actually out-fragging them, but behind in the game, and that's because of these saves and the nature of this map and how EG have been playing this T side. Now, we've seen them go back to this kind of more signature, slower style in these last few rounds, and these last 2 rounds where they've gone slower have felt like the closest ones yet, right? But it is going to be hard to keep that kind of tenacity, that kind of pace up that they were demonstrating in that first, 6-round streak that they went on.
Yeah, and you want to keep it fresh, right? Like, as 100 Thieves pick up rounds, they're going to be adjusting. You need to adjust. You need to keep them on their toes. And so a bit of a change of pace now. Mid to B play for EG with Jacob coming through the doors. He's committed here. He needs to stay alive from this position. At least take players down with him. Going wide, not ready for how deep Stan had gotten. He crept close to the wall. JKS alone at the back of the site. Does drop Breezy. Smoke on the Molotov. All about staying alive now for JKS. Doesn't need to force engagements, but if he can take down players, that would certainly make things easier. Circ going above and beyond on top of the boxes. And Tarek here's a rotation through middle. Good timing in the tuck. Grat should have the trade, but it's going to come down to the pistol. He gets it done anyway. Will they even consider retaking it? Will this be another classic save from 100 Thieves?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be stealing this round away. They're already backing off, at least in their posturing. Yeah, so that's it. The call's been made. We're going to see another round go the way of EG. A save coming in for 100 Thieves. They're going to have the op on Grat next round. And barring Stanislaw finding any success here, it'll also be the AK on Liaz. But good look for 100 Thieves. And really good positioning there from Tarek. And all he had to do was kind of hide out middle. Look at this. Well,
the reason that mid to B play, yeah, I mean, the run boost wasn't great, right? The reason mid to B play was really good there for Tarek is because when Stan kills Jacob in that mid to B, while EG had set up with 3 in the tunnels and 2 mid, Tarek never showed himself. Stan gets that kill there, but Tarek was tucked from the beginning. So Jacob just gives the information. He goes, okay, they're splitting mid to B, but there's only 1 player mid. We've only seen 1 player there. And so when, Stan's inside of the B site, they discount it. They forget about, the possibility of another man there. So Tarek goes unchecked.
yeah, you just got a peek into what was going over on the Cloud9 server. Orglis versus Cloud9. Currently not going that in the way of the Baby Blue. Orglis consisting of Infinite, Wardell, Sabrosa, Ye, and Chessmaster FNS. They're currently winning 10-4. Yikes. Ooh. Big grenade gratisfaction. Great catch. Tarek with the touchdown pass. And now they're going to have full catwalk control. They're going to run right up towards the site.
Yeah, that's the last thing you expect to happen as an AWP on catwalk, right? Like, catwalk is such a good position to take a shot, fall back, get flashed back in by your teammates, drop to CT safely. But Grat, he doesn't even get a chance to play that run back, position. He just dies at the start of the round.
And because Tarek throws his from a different angle, you see, like, Grat even sees the first nade coming at him and is like, I'm cool, I'm fine, it's just 1. And then suddenly, out of nowhere,
Kaboom.
Second nade, boom, and he's gone. And now 4 on 4. At least courtesy of JKS putting up 1 for 100 Thieves. Now forces EG back from the catwalk, and Breezy besting JKS somehow, some way. This is going to leave all the pressure onto Jacob. He hasn't really had much of a chance to play at B, and suddenly they give him some room, and they might wish they didn't. Breezy now 1v3 all alone, it all to do, and he gets shut down by Liaz down in the mid doors. So 100 Thieves, they salvage that round. They put themselves a 5th on the board.
Wow.
And speaking of numbers on the board, we're looking over here at the C stream. Gen.G are pushing Triumph around. And guess whose map pick this was, guys?
I'm going to guess Triumphs.
Yes, sir. That's right. You have won the prize. Come on down, Hugo Byron. 13-1, the current score over there. Now, if you're interested in watching that, again, that is the C stream.
What's the prize? The only thing I want really is, some time with my favorite host, my favorite North American Counter-Strike host.
I tell you what, here's the prize. Over on my Twitter, @Stunna, I'm giving away some CSGO pins.
Yeah, we all are, Trace. Get with the
saying.
Get with the system.
That's @Stunna. Anyway, okay, back into the game we go.
Well,
See, they're the exact same, like, shameless plugs that you wouldn't get over at the @JustHarryGG Twitter handle.
Yeah.
So, Cirque down here in mid,
my
he's looking for players to try and get across. Crass faction back inside of the A site has Azza now alongside him to try and offer a bit of relief here at the A side of the map. It's a fake mid to B player here from EG. They throw out all this utility. They force 2 players down into CT, and now the ruse is up. 100 Thieves, they realize too little too late as this stampede of players up on Catwalk comes through. But that 1 kill from Liaz onto Breezy at long really does make all the difference, because now they've got another avenue to try and approach this retake from. They sit a man up. They don't have to worry about a late lurk coming in and disrupting the entire flow of this retake. And now the pressure is on EG, even with this bomb planted.
Yeah, I mean, 100 Thieves still have to get the job done, though, and with a double setup on Catwalk, things could get difficult, things could get spicy. The heat is on as the Molotov lands, and it's the AK that makes first contact. The orb, not even required. Cirque doesn't do a thing. Ethan does all the heavy lifting, and Cirque will finish off the job with 2 of his own. EG, they pick up 9 on this T side. 100 Thieves, they may have been the ones trying to plug the hole that was the gap between these 2 teams, but it's only widening. 10-round potential at the halftime. It's last round here, and 100 Thieves don't have a lot to show for it.
It's all gone to plan so far for EG. You would think, as we talked about in the pre-match here, that, well, these teams do have an experience of playing each other several times even. So at this point, you are getting used to a little bit of those tendencies, and that's what separates a good or great, or excuse me, a good Counter-Strike team or great Counter-Strike team from championships teams. These are the ones that can adapt and change it up, so.
I think Hazza got stuck there on something. A little bit caught in the middle after taking down Ethan. It's still a good kill, though, right? Like, while 4-on-4s are going to favor the T side, at this point, if you're 100 Thieves, you know, a 1-for-1, it's not the best, but it's also at least a kill going your way, right? It's softening the offense. But of course, it does spread your numbers thin at the same time. So they've got a gamble here. Mid being retaken by the likes of JKS, but he's probably not going to cross. Oh, I say that. Cirque is watching very diligently. So dangerous decision if JKS wants to go aggressive. The B player not pushing either. We've not seen really any of that towards the tunnels, and for good reason. With a shotgun in the hands of Jacob, it's going to come down to the Catmen, who are pushed up as well towards a stairwell. Looking to beat Ethan, or EG at their own game. Ethan got 2 from that position in the previous round, but Breezy spots a player going aggressive, and as a result, 100 Thieves had to back up. They're going to re-aggress again. No flashes here, though. It's all on contact plays. The AWP is watching. They look into the flashbang, and Liaz still gets away with 2. Running out of ammo, has to duck, has to dive, and instead he'll just die.
Nice shot by Cirque. Grenade that had his name on it. Oh. Just kidding, JKS has an M4 with his name on it. Now, being the last round of the half, this will be an all-out take of this A site. It's going to be that of Tarek. 1v1 with Jacob. Look at this. And the timer as well has ticked on down. This is going to be a real awkward situation.
Oh, he's got it.
Gets the bomb planted, and now the back foot goes on to Jacob. No kit currently. He's going to drop his Molotov and then peek out with the AK. What a monster. We're going to be seeing this half conclude. We're going to be going to the next half of play right here at the ESL1 Road to Rio. So, without any further ado, I would imagine that perhaps it's time for us to kick it to a break and ask you to join us when we come back. We got the rest of Dust2 coming your way then, and we'll see you there.
eyes on me, even though we burn from the light I bleed. But she bring me back, not a heart attack could take away all the love I had for you. It bleeds for you, it bleeds again. Oh, you bring me to life. 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 Oh, you bring me to you bring me to life. Been the road less traveled.
Welcome back to the 100 Thieves versus Evil Geniuses right here on the map of Dust2. And of course, my name being Troy Saranthus alongside of Hugo and Harry. We are ready to get this one going. Now, let me tell you a little bit about something that's going on over at the C stream. There's a 16-1 that has just transpired.
Oof.
Triumph, more like triumph. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nice.
Gen G, more like GG. You know what I'm saying? Original content right there.
God,
Anyway,
you're smart, Trace. Who came up with that one?
pistol round on our hands now. We're going to see that matchup on the other stream. If you want to check it out, it's up to you. But we invite you to stick around with us as the hit comes in for 100 Thieves up long. We're talking 5 deep. We're talking cats and dogs live together, pandemonium.
Ooh.
And Tarek is really holding it all together here on his lonesome. 2 players from quad. Now, this is interesting. They're going to have Breeze Fight and Ethan Tuck, and there's a good reason for that.
Yeah, I mean,
But obviously, given this current situation with 1 player alive, what really does it matter? That was so easy for EG.
yeah, Ethan didn't even need to come out from the cubby. I mean, you know, that's a great fallback plan. It's a great idea, of course, for those who maybe don't understand that. If Breezy dies from that position, then 100 Thieves go, okay, Gandalf is clear, and they discount it, and they don't think about it. And then Ethan's in a great position to play retake. But, well, no bomb plant, so no retake needed. And it's going to be EG kicking things off strong. 100 Thieves on the back foot on the buy. And it's CZs, it's Deagles, it's Armor. It's not pretty, but they got to make the most of it. Fast cat smoke coming down as these players go aggressively down middle. Cirque not going to spot anything as he looks towards suicide, but he will hear these footsteps. He will know there are players pushing into A. Azza eats a grenade, but the rest of these T's just trying to hit the site nice and fast. Tarek has to stop them.
Yeah, that Teague finds him, and oh, JKS roars to life with 2. Liaz's going to put one up on the board as well. And suddenly, we're down into this round where it was a full buy for EG. They had everything. This was an investment from 100 Thieves as well, and it might end flawlessly on the back of these Deagle antics. That's in spite of all the weaponry going in favor of EG. And that whole round gets a little bit messy. Cirque hears the players getting to cap, but you know, even though he hears it, at that point, they're already so deep. And EG were very much, you know, set up over towards long early on in that round. They weren't ready for a fast catwalk play. Really the kind of only play they weren't ready for with how they were set up in this round. And that just happens to be the one that 100 Thieves throw their way.
We had this discussion yesterday, Hugo, about winning this second round and just how important it is, and almost as important, if not more important, than winning the pistol itself. You care to extrapolate on that once more?
Yeah, so especially on the T side, which is where 100 Thieves are, it's essentially better to win the Force or the Eco in the second than winning the pistol. And that's because, you know, when you're on the T side, you break the CT money so hard. You know, they buy in full, they lose that, they lose their M4s. Not only do you give the M4s and the FAMAS is over, looking how well 100 Thieves now armed, but you go back down to 0 loss bonus and you have to take a Force buy. I mean, you can eco that follow-up round, but no one ever does because it's a double eco anyway, so you may as well force. And so that's left 100 Thieves in a very good position to close up this scoreline. Jacob with 2 through the smoke. Gratisfaction finds a 3rd, and it's looking like another done round again.
Yeah, that ain't it.
Save.
That ain't it.
No.
They try to play heavy long. They try to get out in front of 100 Thieves running out long. And ultimately, they just get, you know, kind of destroyed, for lack of better words.
I think that word, you know, that's pretty apt, Trace. It works. Oh dear, JKS is here. He's hunting, he's hungry, and he's here for kills. Whoa. Oh,
he
he's
bit off
dead.
a little more than he could chew, didn't he?
Yeah, but they're coming. Actually, a huge smoke for Ethan.
Well, especially because they spotted both, right? It's not like they've just seen one, so there's always a chance that someone could be floating around in the bomb site. They can send everyone out here to hunt these guns down, Ethan.
Genius.
Yeah.
You
Galaxy brain.
Sneaky little devil. They're like, where is he? What's he done here? JKS is right now having to defend himself. I swear they were both there. I swear. And, you know, it's all kicking off. It's all kicking off right now.
You know, kids see ghosts sometimes. We know that much, at the very minimum.
That is true.
JKS, though, no kid.
Wow, those kills.
Old Galaxy brain, Ethan.
Well, 8 rounds on the T side. It's certainly the start here. 100 Thieves pulling it back into their control, and this anti-eco should be further rounds for their pocket. Gratisfaction looking to get that AWP in nice and early. He's gone for the SMG here, saving an enemy's MP9 to make $600 a kill. Grenades into B, but no one playing close. A solo man inside of the site. Heavy catwalk presence. And EG look to crunch mid, maybe. No flashes to do this, so they just got to time it right. And that can be easier said than done.
You can see the 100 Thieves don't just want to spring out there. They're going to have an awful surprise in their hands if they did.
Well, Molotov should force this player in the site into the open. You're going to note this boost looking to get thrown on up, and this is the FAMAS of Ethan trying to find something. Oof. However, putting your head in the prying eyes of Jacob might not be the idea, might not be the optimum play, as Ethan has to learn the hard way. And yeah, this should just be the shutdown. Now, Tarek does get one with a USP, but yeah, no more, as he gets really whittled down there by the offense of 100 Thieves. Breezy all alone over at the catwalk. And there we go. That all shapes up exactly as it should. But now we go 9 to 10. This is where things get exciting. This is where the energy gets picked up once again by EG. They've got this buy on the cards. Cirque, is he going to glass cannon AWP, or is it going to be rifle here for the kind of wild card AWP of EG? And he does just opt for the rifle in this one. They want the utility behind it. Plus, you know, you think about how EG's T-side went. Maybe they're anticipating some retakes in their future, and so wouldn't want that AWP floating around anytime soon. Flashes out from long, and that gets JKS and Liaz into the fray. Oh my word, this triple long play again from EG, and they all just get slaughtered. It's not even a contest. They're trying to mix it up. They're trying to fight fire with fire, but they've only ended up with a bigger fire. Who would have thought?
This is the weirdest Dust2 game I've seen in a while. Like, the amount of saves, the amount of rounds that are getting decided within 20 seconds is obscene. Like, it's a save already. I like how 100 Thieves are hunting. It's something that EG didn't really put too much stake into on the T side, but 100 Thieves, both of these rounds, have really been gunning for the exit kills. They know it's a one round. They know it's a done deal, and so that certainly tempts them in. You've got to time the smoke right, because, of course, they're going to push ahead of it. As getting spotted, Ethan wins a fight. Grat taking down Stan. Ethan's got to pivot. He's got to watch everything at once. Great transfer. Finishes the job, but he will get taken down from the behind. JKS in the tunnels late. Good exits, at least, but it's not going to be any saving going on for EG. Instead, they get blown out of the water. 3K a player. And 10-10 now. 100 Thieves are definitely in control of this game. This T-side has been excellent so far. Of course, you know, getting fed quite a lot on long. These forces haven't been great for EG.
No, they have not. Now we're going to see some P250s come out. Perhaps they can cause a little damage with that. And some Deagles sprinkled along the top. Like a nice seasoning.
It's back to the triple long play.
Nice.
And it's back to all 3 long players dying in a blaze of glory.
Like
now
every
this
time.
round, it was only pistols, but in the rounds where it was rifles, it was pretty much the same outcome. So yeah, maybe we see EG look away from it. The problem is, right, is like the moment you don't play 3 long, 100 Thieves are just going to get that bit of map control for free. You know, like they've made a real precedent of taking this control. And it's like, what can you do if the answer isn't just to throw more bodies at the problem? I think now if you're EG, this is where maybe you start to look into things like a top mid push or a tunnels push, anything. I feel like top mid would be the more beneficial of the 2. You know, like try and go for like a fast catwalk boost, sneak a man up into top mid and just try and exploit this fast long play while players are still setting up flashes for the push. Because other than that, I can't really think of solutions here. You know, even if you push the B tunnels and you go, yeah, there's none B, well, okay, they're probably long where they've been every round and taken the control.
Stop fighting on the long corner if you want to make it easy, right? Like just set the AWP up on A, heavy catwalk control, play retake A, don't let 100 Thieves get map control, let them plant, let them fall back long, have a lurk, have a flank, something like that. You know, there are ways to deal with this. EG, I don't think they're going to go for these triple longs anymore unless they're like flashing an AWP in. But Cirque doesn't have a spawn, so it wouldn't make a lot of sense in this round.
The one problem I feel with that though is like we talk about this idea of conditioning, right? And if you're 100 Thieves and you go long like you have done in every one of these rounds where you've had 3 players fighting you and suddenly you get long pretty much for free, right? You kind of then immediately know what 100 Thieves are doing and how they're trying to adjust to the, what EG are doing and how they're trying to adjust to this long take. So
wow.
Yeah, I don't know how that one connected, but it did. And Ethan is going to be very, very sour about it. It was 3 players over towards long once again for EG. Finally, some good news as Cirque puts a kill up on the board over at the B side of the map. But this had spread the EG defense out a bit. 2 players down in CT. Cirque having to divide his time between his home at the B site and his office down here in middle. And a catwalk play looking to be the order of the day now for the 100 Thieves squad.
Yeah, EG double-naded long to start the round, so they at least made sure that that wasn't a problem, and they've still got a player in the pit to deal with this on the retake. Stan has got to hold it as long as he can and get as many kills as he can. And there's the first. Gratisfaction down, Stan follows up, and he's dropped a second. Azza is dinked before he finally gets that trade, but he's stuck in a 1-on-3. They do line up, but the spray isn't there, and Cirque is going to be able to save the day. Big round from Cirque on the AWP, right? Not only avoiding long, which, you know, would be an easy position to fall back into after how this half has gone, but he had a close B spawner, so he crossed. He actually gets along, unlike Ethan, and kills JKS and tunnels. I think if he dies there, 100 Thieves just hit B and they win the round because 2 B picks on the cross and the AWP are dead, so makes a lot of sense. But Cirque holds his own, and EG play retake.
And Stanislaw holding his own too. Got to note that, his 2 kills there. Really, if he didn't find those, that could have got out of control for the side of Evil Geniuses.
Yeah. I mean, 100 Thieves didn't have a lot of room to back off, right? That's a problem with taking like 4-up cat and sticking the bomb. You don't really have anywhere to fall back to apart from catwalk, and you can get flanked by the B players very easily.
Look at this madness here at long.
Yeah.
This is what we were looking for with the triple long.
Ooh.
Nice shot from Tarek. Absolutely eliminates the boost as an equation. So far, just eaten alive are the 100 Thieves. They threw themselves out long and they paid for it dearly. Liaz left to his own. 1v4. He's going to be able to recover the bomb. Tempt fate as well by pushing out the long smoke.
Yeah.
So, well, what can you say about that?
Good utility is what you can say, Trace. EG, they throw mollies down, they throw a bunch of utility, and that forces smokes out of 100 Thieves. Obviously, that can be a problem in the long term, but it's a problem instead in the short term. 100 Thieves just caught in their own smokes. They can't see anything. They've got nowhere to go. They're just getting sprayed. So, yeah, nice play from EG, finally getting one of these heavy long rounds in their favor. Cirque is again crossing towards B with his spawn. Oh, no. Misses a smoke instead, gets blocked.
Happens.
So, yeah, he'll go back towards A then. But Gratz still taking his AWP out in this position, and a Molotov is there. EG hit the timing, and they're going to be able to get a molly out safely, fall back, and reaggress late. Cirque is dead. JKS just finding a quick one-tap from lower. And EG down a man once again. They may have the lead of rounds, but not in this one.
Yeah. Not the defense Breeze had in mind, actually. Stan dropping a nade off the catwalk. And holding his own towards long. That's going to help a lot. EG really looking to string this round together.
Yeah, Stan's so mobile, man. He's just everywhere, all over the map. And Ethan's finally come into shine as well. Him and Tarek are both in the spawn, both been spotted. Jacob has got all the info he needs. Has he got the shot? He doesn't realize. And Tarek is going to take him down. EG, they do win the round. He only spots one player after all. I assumed he would know there were two in play with EG being very, very loud about that rotation. But second of indecision, and it will cost him a round. Ethan bails EG out of a disadvantage.
Yeah, nice shot by Jacob on his way out at least, so that was cool. Gave us something to look at.
Bit
So
of
far,
eye candy.
yeah, I mean, on the other side though, one thing to look at is this 13-11 scoreline. 100 Thieves, they battled it back. They brought it back after the first half, and now they're going to walk right into the crosshair of Stanislaw. Two players immediately removed from this round of 25.
Oh, Cirque, you might want to duck. Oh dear, he's running. He's gunning, and Az is trying to hunt. He spots two up on the catwalk, so there's information for 100 Thieves, and they're going to play off the back of it, get out through middle, try and drop one of these players dropping off, and he's actually just missed the timing. A player did drop, but he crossed long safely. The smoke allows 100 Thieves to set up towards B, and Ethan's going to hear this as well. He needs to hit the shot. Flash is good. Spray is there, lined up, ready to go, and 2 kills. He can't see a thing. He doesn't need eyes. He's got his finger on the trigger, and that might just be enough, but not to finish a round. Gratisfaction in a clutch.
Yeah, taps the bomb and he baits that first kill, but not able to follow up. Cirque solidifies a 14-11. Great behold from Ethan, man.
Yep.
Like, gets the first guy spraying
blind, of
away.
course.
Can't actually see anything. And then in like that moment where you're all dazed and confused afterwards and he's still been spraying the whole time, he's even able to readjust and shut down the second man. Like he's just, oh, there we go.
Even staying alive in this fight right here helps his teammates to rotate and not let this thing get too out of control.
Yeah, I mean, you saw there, right? Gratisfaction couldn't actually stick the bomb plant because there were so many players nearby. And if Ethan went down immediately, you know, there's a chance that Grat, at the very, very least, gets the bomb planted, right? And then that gives you even more to work with as the T side. And that doesn't happen. So now, you know, this partial investment comes through. Well, could have actually been a buy if they managed to get that bomb plant in. But now that's not the case, and they're up against 14 with this partial investment. Is that going to be enough? Breezy's already on the catwalk. He's got Cirque behind him, and this is looking like a mid to B in a pretty obvious way, at least for us watching at home. Now, this adjustment on the catwalk is going to come in very, very fast and could deal with both of these players down in mid.
Oh dear, Tarek gets dinked instantly, and he's going to get overwhelmed. Both B players dropped here, and guns retrieved on a low economy round. 100 Thieves can make this one interesting. They've got armor, and they're armed as the bomb gets planted. It's a retake in a 3-on-3. Loads of util is what's good for EG here.
Yeah, big
Molly's
grenade.
on that side.
Big old grenade. Cirque trying to get a Molotov in sight,
What?
turns around, takes out Gratisfaction, and that couldn't have gone any more wrong for Grat. However, I say that, JKS started to line up some frags there. They were looking like they were going to go into his pocket, but ultimately it's a 15th for EG to the 11 of the boys.
That was a nice try from JKS. Good flash towards the big box. Blinds those tunnels players, but luckily they're able to trade. And EG seems like they finally come on top of this one. 15 rounds. They find 5 in a row on the CT side when both these teams are basically level pegging.
Boom.
Cirque just trick shotting out of that B site as he gets chased by a P250 on Grat. Cirque's looked really good today in this game. I mean, everyone from EG have had their moments for sure, but Cirque, Ethan, definitely strong cases to be made for these two.
That is the case. Now, let's go ahead and remind you, this was the pick of the 100 Thieves. Inferno's next, Nuke after that, should we need it. You can notice that on the top right. Or underneath the mini-map on your left, actually. Technology, man. Crazy.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
That it is. Anyway, one last shot at it. If Evil Genius picks this up, we're out of here. So
Till the next, of course.
Till the next.
Inferno, maybe on the horizon, maybe around the corner. Jacob's looking for it as he peers through the smoke. Not offering the free smoke kills, as it has often in the past. It's the mystery box of frags. And right now, they're going to come up with nothing. EG pushing top of middle. This is a great timing play for Tarek. Here's the only problem, right? He could get bogged down in expecting them to be long because they've just left. And that could be misinfo here for EG. You see they're set up with 3 in the A site, 4 if you include Tarek, who's playing for long. That's why he thinks everyone is. But 100 Thieves, they take long, they leave JKS there, and they go back towards B. The info will get gained early by Stan, who's spotting from the back of B. But at that point, those rotations need to run. And EG, I think they've realized, I think they've worked it out. Look at the minimap. Ethan's already made his way back, and Cirque's on his way up Cat as well. This could be a well-timed rotation. The smoke down, they're going to try and go through it, and not to their best of their avail. Ethan spraying in from the window, dropping 1, looking to finish off the round, the half, the game, everything.
All the fixins. Molotov's at least going to get them this bomb plant right here, but the more time that passes, the more Evil Geniuses get set up. All they've got to do is find 2 frags here and a defuse.
Yeah, and that's why Ethan purposefully didn't overcommit to these gunfights, right? He sees the EG are 4-on-2 and he knows that's good enough. And so now they'll try and come in for this retake later in the round. All the utility they could need to force these players, make it uncomfortable. Gratisfaction, where does he even look? Where does he even go? He gets dropped, and now it's only Jacob who has dodged his way through the doors, but it's not enough. Defuse is going to come on in for EG, and a 16-11. graces the Evil Geniuses here on Dust2. The map pick of 100 Thieves with Inferno coming up next. The map that 100 Thieves have been struggling on as of late. How is this one gonna pan out? You're gonna have to join us in just a moment after a quick break to find out, so don't go anywhere.